All good people can look upon today's politics and economy and despair. It is a parade of immorality, avarice, greed, hate, defamation, blood libel, sexual misconduct, purency, social, economic, and political chaos, and one of violence. And all by people claiming America must be saved by them, under their control, rule, and under their religious practice. Romney can complain about being surrounded by morons, but let's remember that the people he served all of his life chose them and paid for their election. And those chosen morons have pushed Republicans like him out of existence. The media owned by the people that he has served his entire life promoted the lies and the morons he is surrounded by. The pastors of conservative churches have done exactly the same thing. If they insist they are pillars of Western civilization, I'll refer to the Reformation and how people like them resolved their differences. They defile all the hallmarks of decency, probity, honor, veracity, and their presumption that they, conservatives, are by definition order and probity.
Through the chair, can you say that again? Did you say a benefit for society?
Talking dollars. Now you've got
Yes.
a $1.5 million price tag here for victims of fatal child abuse. It gets argued periodically that it's actually a cost savings because that child is not going to need any of those government services that they might otherwise be entitled to receive and need based on growing up in this type of environment.
Through the chair, Representative, I guess that would be the idea, if I can use a really bad analogy, when you hit somebody, always back up because it's cheaper to insurance. I don't pertain to that, and I'm really, I'm not even sure how to answer that there's a cost saving to the death of a child.
Do you see a problem here? The U.S. faced a wave like this in the past, carried out by a man embodying many of the same traits of today's GOP. Then carried out by Joseph McCarthy, the Red Scare incited the U.S. government into an orgy of vilification, blacklisting, and defamation of thousands of citizens. It was a pogrom that maimed thousands of lives, and also the First Amendment, whose effects still linger today. McCarthy's rampage was finally tamed in one singular moment when the karma of his lying and the lust to defame got the better of him, and his demagoguery was stopped dead in its tracks.
You've done enough. Have you no sense of decency, sir? At long last, have you left no sense of decency?
The fact that McCarthy really didn't seem to have any sense of decency, and the fact that he'd been caught publicly in lies over the course of these 6 weeks, the public's capacity to trust him, the belief that he was engaged in this anti-communist crusade as some sort of earnest attempt to protect American society, as opposed to a demagogic bullying spree. At the end of it, I think all the illusions, the comfortable illusions that McCarthy had cultivated about himself had effectively been dispelled.
It was as if the entire country had been waiting for somebody to finally say this line, "Have you no sense of decency?" that to Senator McCarthy. That's the moment where McCarthy incinerates himself on national TV. It's the moment in which the dragon that is Joseph McCarthy is finally slain.
The world they intend is a world they've created and we live in right now. And I hope to God we have a have you no shame moment.